Hey guys, welcome to my After Effects tutorial. For those who are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and click the notification bell for updates of my videos. Today, I'm gonna be showing you how to do this. I already imported all the assets and elements that I'm gonna be using in this project. So now I will create a composition, new composition, and I will name it C1 shape 1. And I will uncheck this lock aspect ratio. I will change the width to 180 and the height probably is 200, and I will use 30 frames per second. For now I will use half resolution, but I will change it to full resolution when I'm gonna be rendering my video. And the duration will be 30 seconds and the background color will be black, and click OK. Next, I'm gonna create again another composition and I will name it C2 row 1. And then this time I will change the width to 1920 and the height will be 1080, and then check the lock aspect ratio, still 30 frames per second, half resolution, and the duration will be 30 seconds and the background color will be black, and click OK. I will skip because I have to create 4 more compositions. So now these are all the compositions that we created. As you can see in here, we are already done with all the compositions that we need. I will create a folder and I will name it scene 1, and I will highlight all the compositions that are required in order to create this scene 1, and I will drag it down that folder. So now it's already belong to the folder scene 1. So this is what we need. Now we will click the shape 1. Go to shape tool and double click this one in order to create a mask, and then you can see this handle here, just move it up in order to change the gradient color, the angle, and then drag this down too until you are satisfied with what you want in terms of the color of the gradient. And then click the pan behind tool and move the anchor point to the top and make this layer to be a 3D layer, and then close it or open it, and then go to the rectangle and change the roundness to about 15. So the corner now is round, and then close it. And then press R. As you can see here, there's an X rotation. Just click the stopwatch to create a frame. This is 6 frames, and then go back to the beginning and change to -75, and then highlight these two keyframes, and then press F9 to easy it, and then close it. After that one, you have to open a script here and then copy all this formula in here, and then press the rotation, and I'll click it so that you will create an expression. All you have to do with this expression, you have to delete it and then paste the copied expressions you have. Now, if you can see, there's a bouncing motion here, which is good. Okay, and then go back to close the layer. After that, you have to press Ctrl D to duplicate it, go to the gradient and change the gradient like this, and click OK, and then move your handle about probably a bit higher, and the lower is also you have to move it a bit higher to create the another gradient color. I think that one is good enough. So we are done with the shape one, and then press U to reveal the keyframes and press the opacity by clicking Shift T so you can see the opacity, and go back to the beginning and click this stopwatch and go to the keyframe here that it has to be inlined, and then change the percentage of opacity to 0, and then highlight it and press F9 to easy it. Now it's time to add a camera by going to layer, new, and camera. I'll just use 35mm preset camera. Click OK and press P to open position, and I will change the value on Z position, which is -175, and I will change it to -178. The reason for this one is that I just don't want to make my shape attach to the canvas that I have at the back. So after this one, I have to close it and go to composition 2, which is C2 row 1. Go to folder in the project file, open it up, and drag down the shape 1. As you can see that there's a shape in there, and we want it 50% scale so that it is smaller. So press S and then change it to 50%, and then I will press the keyboard P for position. I can drag this one about here, but it seems that I don't trust my hand, so I need only to change this X position and Y so it's accurate. So I will change this for 45, and this one here is 50. So now as you can see here, it's already at the corner, but we still have to create a rows for about 20 shapes. So all we have to do is to duplicate this layer for about 20 times by clicking Ctrl D. highlight it all and press P again for position, and then change all these X position here to make the distribution even. I will just add 92 from 45. It's 137. And then the third one, 137 plus 92 is equal to 229. So I have to skip because I don't want you to wait until I'm finished this one because it takes too long. So now we are done placing all the shapes in a row. As you can see here, the distance is very even by doing these figures in here by setting it up. So the next move is to click this one and Control A, so to select everything, and then click U. I will move each of the layers in every 3 frames. Click the open bracket and then click the third layer. Move page down for about 3 frames and then press again the open bracket. Click the fourth layer. Press the page down thrice and then click again the open bracket, but I will skip this one, guys, because it's gonna be very long and I don't want you to wait, so I'll be back. Now we are done moving our layers every 3 frames. When we play this one, you can see the movement. So this is what we need. So now we will go to C3. All we have to do here is to drop down the C2 row 1. And you can see, if I will move this playhead, you can see that there is a row in here, but we need to again copy this one to fill in all the canvas with these layers. So we need for about 11 copies of it. So I will again press Ctrl D, duplicate it 11 times. And then highlight all and press the P to show the position, and this time I will change the Y position. 540, I will add 105 on it, so the second will be 648 and the third one 756 and plus 105, so the result is 864. But I will again skip, guys. So now, guys, I'm done, and just to let you know that it's only 9 duplications. The one is the original, supposed to be 11, but when I saw it, it's already filled the canvas with these rows, so by using 10 rows only. All I have to do next is to highlight it and then press U and then click it, and then I will move this one again by I think 3 frames. I will be back because I don't want you to wait. We are now done with changing the Y position, so all I have to do is to highlight it all and press U and then move these rows about 3 frames each. Press the page down and then highlight this second one, and we will move it by pressing the open bracket key and then another one right here. Press 1 2 3 for the page down, and then press the key open bracket so that it will be flashed to the playhead, and I will just skip. So when we play this one, this is now what it looks like. So all we have to do is to go to the next composition. Now we are in the C4 or composition 4, which is the placeholder. What we will do here is to drag down our images or image or video clips or GIF. It's up to you guys. For me, I will just use image in here. So I will drop it down and then press the scale. I will create a keyframe here, and then I will choose the scale to about 140, and then move forward my playhead to about 6 seconds, and then I will put it back to 100. Highlight this one, and then I will make it easy ease. So now, as you can see, if we will play this one, there is already a movement in our image. So now we will go to scene 1. All we have to do is to drag down the composition 3, which is the row 1, and then drag down the placeholder. I will change the C3 rows 1 to stencil alpha, and then duplicate this rows 1, and then first I will change the blending mode to multiply. I still have to toggle the switches and make this one check the collapse transformation, and then I will add an effect called levels, and then all we have to do is to change the histogram to be like this. And then again I will add one more effect, radial shadow. And then we'll change this projection distance to about 5. And I will duplicate this radial shadow, and then I will change the opacity to about 70%, and the projection distance is 10. So it looks good to me. Duplicate this layer, but this time I have to change the histogram like this. And then close it, and then delete this radial shadow, and then change the blending mode for this one to about screen, and then I will add a tint on it. So now we will create a light by going here in the layer and find the light, and I will use point light and click OK. I will drag this up a bit, and then after that I will create an ambient light, I will create this one here, the light options. The intensity would be probably lighter, probably 80%. If you want to add the text on the image, just go back to placeholder and create a text. I want it white. Now we are done with our scene one. We have to go to the main and drag down the scene one, and we will try to play it. Nice. So now we are done with the scene one. So we will again create the scene 2. So all you have to do when you create a scene 2 is to create a new folder, and we will name it scene 2, and then highlight all the scene 1 compositions and then duplicate it, and after duplicating it, drag it up to where the scene 2 folder is. So all the scene 2 now is in here, and before you double click it, make sure that the scene 1 is already cleared in your timeline. Be sure that this one in here in the timeline should be cleared, and then double click this one so you can tweak everything in here, all the compositions if you want to tweak it. But because we don't want to tweak the shape one, we'll just clear it, and then we will arrange these compositions to this one so that it's easier for us to identify. First we will change the image on the placeholder, this one. So we will clear this one by deleting it, and we will change the photo, probably this photo, and then change the text. Probably instead of beauty we will just do a fashion, and then go to rows 2, and all we have to do here is to change again the placement of the layers. So in order to do that, all we have to do is to highlight first and place your playhead here at the beginning, and then press the open bracket, and then again we will move these layers to 3 frames each, but it's up to you which frames do you want to decide. If you want 4 frames, it's okay too. So I will just skip this, guys. So for the scene 2, the row 2, I changed this layers and move it opposite with the scene 1. As we can see, when we play it, the direction of the movement is now opposite with the scene 1. So we will now go to the rows 2, and again I will tweak this one here and select all, and put it back to where it was, and move again its rows, its layers opposite to the scene 1. I will skip, guys, so that you will not wait. So this is the composition 3 rows 2 in scene 2 that we did, tweaking it oppositely with the scene 1. Now guys, we have to replace these layers in here, because as you can see, there's only C2 row 1. We should supposed to be changing from C2 row 1 to C2 row 2 by pressing and hold Alt. Now we have to replace the C2 row 1 to C2 row 2 by pressing Alt and hold it and drag the C2 row 2 to your timeline to replace the row 1, and also all the layers here should be replaced by the C2 row 2. All you have to do is just to highlight it, the row 1, and highlight the row 2 and then drag it down to your timeline, so the row 1 will be changed into C2 row 2, as what I have done in here. And then go to scene 2 and also replace all the ones in here by the 2's. First I will replace the C3 row 1 by C3 row 2. I also have to change this C4 placeholder 1 by C4 placeholder 2. So now the image has changed. We'll go now to the main and drag down the scene 2 and go your playhead to about 5 seconds, and then press the open bracket and let's render it. See guys, it's cool. So I hope that you learned a lot from this, and we are done. Just comment below if you want to, like and press the notification bell for the new videos that I'm gonna be uploading. Thank you guys, and thanks for watching.